Hey, it's Heather, and welcome to another adventure in gardening. Hi, I'm Heather Thibault, and welcome to my October garden. If you're new here, I invite you to subscribe. If you like gardening and you want to come along on my adventures, I would just love that. And for those of you who have been with me for a little while, welcome back. Where you been, Heather, right? It's October, and I kept recording all summer long. It has been a fast and furious summer, just so packed. And we've had so many family gatherings, and I hosted guests and vacations and projects. Every moment spent here, I mean, everything is a mess right now. It's just in turmoil, but October is so pretty that I just wanted to share the highlights of what the garden and the property look like right now. But so the whole summer I kept recording, and I just never edited anything. So this winter we'll do a little time warp, and I'll show you some of the things that we did, some field trips, and yeah, it'll be great. It'll be like summer take two. So today is not going to be a full garden tour, but there are things that have matured here, and the dahlias are in bloom. I need to share these things with somebody, so I'm picking you. And mostly I'm doing this video because of the zucchini. Holy mackerel, wait until you see the zucchini. All right, so I had hoped to get out here much earlier today because the sun is not going to do me any favors. But I just wanted to show you how it is. We haven't had a frost yet, and everything just looks great still. So these roses, I think this is their fourth bloom that they're doing. I mean, I know it's not like it was in June, but man, it looks so good. And I know not everybody loves Lismachia, but I do, in the right place. And this is definitely the right place. Look, I mean, people park on it, and it's growing in sand, and it just looks fantastic. So I want to show you the grasses way down there because they are at their peak right now. This is such a weird area, but I wanted the entire, you can see the dahlias over the fence here. Yeah, this was actually a dream of mine. A white picket fence, roses with dahlias poking over top, so check. So yeah, guardrails. We have guardrails on the property here, but I still wanted to make it look pretty. I totally leave it on the wild side, and some of these grasses are just, I just love them. I mean, look at how tall that is. I do stake them up because I don't want them flopping. I don't want them flopping around. Look at that pretty one there. So pretty. So yeah, when I tie these up, oh, I am just a hot mess the entire day because I have to get in here and I get lots of little grass cuts. I just need to do it earlier next year. Look at how pretty. That guy's standing alone. This is a mimosa tree. My neighbor across the street has one, and his is beautiful. I do cut them down because I can't have a tree growing right here. Look at that pretty grass there. Very pretty. This is one of my favorites. I have this growing in the yard too, but I don't know. I just try to make things look pretty when people, I'm gonna have to move over because there's a car coming. Look at that one. Look at that. Woo. I got some Spartacus in here, which I had hoped they would take over, but until I tied the grass up, they were hidden. So now they're taken off. Oh, they look pretty. Look at that little zebra grass in there. Very nice. And I think that's it. There's a couple of evergreens that the birds have planted, and I just keep them cut back from the guardrails as well. So when people pull up to this stop sign, you know, I think it's pretty. hopefully people enjoy it. So look at can you see the elephant ears, how big they are over there? Yeah, they look really good this year. Okay, so one of my goals this year, okay, don't look, that's the garbage can. Okay, don't look at that. One of my goals this year was to identify all of my dahlias. Oh my gosh, my shadow is in here too. All right, so we've got Boogie Nites down. You know what I'll do is I'll just show you how pretty the dahlias are, and I'll put the names on the screen. Hello, bumblebees. Yeah, this is one of their favorites right here. It's one of my favorite. You know, this is High Darcy. The High Darcy was not always one of my favorites. This year it's just been so pretty. That's Sarah, no, Bracken Sarah. Look at the High Darcy. They're like, hey, this is so delicious. So my idea of using the fence and some posts with string in the front really worked out for the dahlias this year. Look at that little bee right there. Hello, little bee. Let's see, we've got Maniac. Not a great representation. It reminds me of a Muppet. Doesn't it remind you of a Muppet? I really like it. Here's a nice one right here. And that one. So this is Spartacus. Just gorgeous, not to be confused with this red cactus dahlia right here. And so now that they're labeled, next year I'll be able to put them more artfully in the garden. But yeah, I'm loving Spartacus. This guy actually looked prettier earlier in the season. I don't know if there's, oh yeah, right here. Isn't that pretty? Jitterbug. I don't like this. Okay, I pull these guys out. Yeah, because they want to grow in the roses on the other side. And this guy, oh my gosh, peanut brittle. Yeah, so pretty. So this one is Bahama, oh. Okay, this one's going in a vase. This is Bahama Mama. Lots of pollinator activity going on. Little honeybee. Oh, occupied. Move on. So there, let's see if there's any left. There was a new one. Well, this is an old one of mine here. Love that. And then we've got this guy. Very, very pretty. Let's see. It was Polka. Oh, here it is over here. This is Polka. This is new to me this year. And then I just have another High Darcy down here on the end. So it has been a wonderfully long dahlia season. Just wonderful. So if I step back, It's mostly filled in. There are a couple mistakes that I made. Like I put two jitterbugs right next to each other right here, so they are on the short side, so next year they'll go on the ends. And then, well, we've got my hangers. Those are my hangers that I did, and I could not be more pleased with how these hangers came out. I didn't need a big, 50-pound hanger at the end of the season. I wanted to see the pot, I wanted something subtle, because this is the star of the show right here. That's the star. People stop and look how big, right? Yeah, so pretty. So anyway, yeah, this all turned out really well. The nasturtiums had their show for most of the season, and then they kind of have died off. I've collected all the seeds from them, and the Dusty Miller's hiding down in there. So super happy. I'm also super happy with how these pots turned out. I don't know if you can really see the, so this Angelonia here and this tricolor sweet potato vine, they came out really nice. This one's probably nicer. So I had, early in the season, I had a teepee in these with sweet peas on them that stunted the Angelonia. Had I not done that, it probably would be even more spectacular. This is one of the annuals that I will definitely use again, because bloom from day one to now, no deadheading. Nothing, no deadheading. And I just think it looks really pretty with the pots and the elephant ears and on the porch. So at the edge of the porch here, I have this pot that I did that I really like. I like how that looks too. I'm not so sure I'm going to do red here next year. I might do peach nasturtiums. There's the variegated peach one, just like this. But I like how the lantana looks, and this sweet potato vine. Very pretty. So on the side here is a great representation of what the Aster tartaricus looks like. I'm probably saying it kind of weird. I'm saying it the way that it's spelled. And this is a tall, fall blooming aster that can be a bit of a thug in the garden if you let it. That's not such a bad thing if you've got it in the right place. But the reason that I love this is these flowers are going to be here through after frost. And the bees, this is a great late season source of food for all of your pollinators. And they just keep coming. If the sun is out, the pollinators are going to be up. And this guy, hey buddy, are you okay? I don't even know. Yeah, I'll pet him. Yeah, oh, he's like, back off, lady, back off. He's giving me the one leg. So he's just sleeping right there. Oh, here comes his brother. So anyway, this is one of the highlights of October for me. I love to see this plant. My dad has this color and the pink one, I believe. Anyway, they have this in their garden too. Great plant. And around the corner here, see, everything looks terrible. We've got rutabagas right there that I have to harvest yet, and the foliage is completely devastated by those little cabbage moth worms. This is the last of this zucchini. This is one of my first seed. This is zucchini nimba. This is not the zucchini I want to show you. Oh, no. Stay tuned, stay tuned. But I want to show you this beauty back here. My Brooksmansia. Actually, oh yeah, the flowers have kind of gone by on this one. But what a beauty. The fragrance is wonderful. And there's lots more buds up there. but this is a beauty. And I sowed the double feverfew. Now, feverfew is a medicinal plant that I use mostly for headaches. The one that I have is a single daisy, and so this one is new for me, so I sowed it this year. It's really pretty. Let's see if I can get a good view. Yep, right there. Okay, so another star this year is not the cherry tomatoes that need to come out, but this little hedge of Thai basil that I did. It has just been so beautiful all season. I definitely am going to be doing this here next year. The pollinators love it. I've used it and it looks really pretty. I like the way that the purple looks. I can see this from the kitchen window, so I really like it. And right here, you know, I've not yet been happy with what I've put in these pots here. I mean, the begonias looked great for most of the season, and this is the pineapple sage that, you know, shows up in the 9th inning, always does, and we've had such an extended fall that now it's blooming wonderfully. It looks great. Of course, the hummingbirds I haven't seen a hummingbird in a few weeks now, but very sparse. See, that's the part I don't like. But I do like to see the blooms. I'm just going to let it happen. Will I plant them here again? No, I don't think so. Plus, you know, then they're in the walkway as well. The Sweet Autumn Clematis filled the arbor again. Just love, love, love this little Plectranthus that I put in my basket. I just love this. I took some cuttings so that I can put it in again next year. This garden has really not been touched yet. There's a lot of cutbacks that need to happen. But I wanted to show you the Montauk daisies. Now, for us here in Connecticut Zone 6, Montauk daisies, the size and how many blooms is dependent upon the winter that we had and how much winter kill happens. So I know in the south they're shrubs, and here they're not so much shrubs, but this is looking a little shrubby, right? So pretty. I really like the way that they look. They're probably a week past their prime right now. They're not as vibrant yellow in the center. We'll see the one down below and see if that one looks any better. So this is my shade garden I've been working on all season, and I wanted to show you how wonderful this Plectranthus, this was just a cutting that I had, and this coleus, look. I really think I'm going to do this again next year, and I'm going to do a lot more of it because the bleeding heart was right there. It took up that whole space there, and of course, you know, then it died back. So if I had something to take over that was so vibrant and green like that, that would be perfect. So I will be doing that again, and I have yet to take my cuttings. I wanted to give you guys a quick garden tour before I started to dismantle anything. Oh my goodness. What is this over here? Oh, so something keeps digging this plant up. Oh my goodness. And now I put a rock over top of it. So I planted 2 of these ground covered dogwoods. Oh my gosh, this is like not even going to make it. I put biotone in the hole, and whatever is coming at night is eating, is very bad thing. Very, very bad thing. All right, so I'm gonna have to, it's not touching that one. It wants this one. Maybe I just need to move that someplace else. Maybe I need to move it to like right here. I don't know. This is the elderberry that my kids bought me for my birthday. So I can see this from the kitchen window. This is my view from the kitchen window. I can see my bird feeding station that my mom and sister got me, and I can see the elderberry. And then I have a Fothergilla. Fothergilla is how you say it? It's how I say it. That next year it'll be spectacular. All right, so now I want to show you the zucchini. Okay, so these two are the hugelkultur hills, all right, this whole area right here that I built up with very large pieces of wood and then smaller pieces of wood and then leaves and then kitchen scraps, and I just kept adding to it and I planted it. Now, it's very difficult to see. It starts here and then there's a second terrace. Now, in the second terrace, I decided that I was going to plant zucchini rampicante. And this is my compost pile. I've already started composting, so I planted it back there. Now it grew all along there, all along the back, and across the lawn. Now I've started harvesting some of them, but I'm like, no, somebody else needs to see this besides just me. So here they are, look at them. So you can eat them when they are green. I'll show you a green one in a minute. Or you can let them turn that yellow color like a butternut squash, and then store them for the winter. Then you have to peel them. So and then they grew. Look, they're on the stairs. Yeah, basically I haven't used these stairs. Can you see that? And then they grew across the stairs and into the daylilies. We'll go down there and I'll show you that next. And then they grew. Listen, everybody has a garden plan, okay? And of what they want to grow and what they want to eat for the winter. And then God's like, ha ha ha, no, you get zucchini. So I got zucchini. And then it grew that way. So let me show you what some of the young green ones look like. I mean, they're everywhere tucked in here. Way in the back there. Okay, so here's some large green ones here, but I did see one that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna eat it like regular zucchini because it was kind of on the small side. I don't know, I can't see it right now. It grew up and over the witch hazel and even right there. Crazy, right? I just let it though. I'm like, I'm not fighting this. There's more here. Let's see. If we go up here, this is my dump pile. There's some right there. There's some over on that edge. There's some in the wild rose right there. Can you see that one? Yeah. Okay, so now I'm standing in the bushes at the bottom of the hill. So it went up and over the hugelkultur hill, and those things are just massive right there. And then there's another one in the tree here, right there. Just totally crazy. This is my second year growing this plant, and this has just been so prolific. Hey, there's a little tiny one. We'll see if it continues to grow and if I continue to get more zucchini. So this view never gets old. Everything on the other side of the water here always turns earlier, and then everything falls off, but it is just gorgeous. This is your typical New England fall scene right here. Okay, here's that ornamental grass that I showed you out front. I love to pick these and use them dried in vases. I love that little purpley sheen to it. So I've got a little clump here on the hill. Hi, what do you want to tell me? What do you want to say? Yeah, Piper's a talker. Are you a talker? Psst, psst. Okay, so another one of my favorite fall bloomers are these anemones. I just love this plant. and it does self-sow. So I've got a few of them in this garden here. You can see not a lot has actually turned its fall color. There's another one right there, and another Montauk daisy. These are actually from my mom. It's split a little bit. I don't know. Next year I might have to use maybe a peony hoop around it, but that looks really good. So this Calicarpa is such a beauty. It's such a beautiful fall shrub. It doesn't get too big. I think I need to trim it back. I need to give it a better shape for next year, but I just love to see these fall berries. So the sweet potatoes have not been harvested yet. My sister and I made a pact that we are not touching them until the frost hits all of the foliage. I did a later crop of pole beans here, and we just started to eat them actually, but those are all sweet potatoes down in there. So I'm looking forward to that harvest. So look, I have stairs, actual stairs. No more ankle twists, nothing. It's going to be so great. So this is exciting, and I planted the Lismaki and all the pockets here. They are Piper approved. This is the pollinator alley over here with the ornamental grass and the Joe Pye weed. So I am loving this. We need to finish here. Still lots of work that needs to be done. I don't know if you remember the American arborvitae that was here that covered the whole metal shed there, but that got taken down, and I put a buddleia in its place and a veronica because I just wanted something little and subtle. So, and then the dappled willow filled in because it was all scrunched going just that way. So I'll trim these in early spring before they leaf out, get everything back under control, but it's just a wild look right now. So my great-grandfather was a farmer, and so he always would tell the weather by how things look, and so I kind of grew up with my mom saying those same things, like, oh, if it's a cloudy day and you see a cloud that is big enough to make a pair of pants out of, or no, a piece of blue sky big enough to make a pair of pants out of, it's gonna clear up. But I just keep wondering, the apples that we had this year, my apple tree was like leaning over from it, and now we've got this ilex that I don't know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to help it here. Don't look at the teasel. Ouch. Yeah, it's like bending over from the weight of all of the berries on it. What would my grandfather say about this? He'd be like, you better buy more wood, right? But they are beautiful, and they make great food for all of the birds. So actually all of the ilex, all of the holly are like this right now. We have one male pollinator on the property, and he is over, you can barely even see him, but you can see the other variety with the orange berries right there. So anyway, I just wanted to show you how bountiful the berries are this year. So hey, thanks for walking around the garden with me today. And how was your October garden? Leave me a message below. Let me know what's going on in your garden. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe so that we can stay in touch and you don't miss out on the next adventure in gardening. See you soon.